Beth come up to me like, you got one more time to put your hands on me. I'm like, you got no more times to put your hands on my brother. So she like, yo, if you got his bag, just give him his bag. I'm like, we told y'all we don't got no bag, yo. I'm like, now go, y'all bugging, leave us alone. So he like, I'm telling you, I know homie got the bag. He like, he better get my bag or I'm gonna bust y'all mama windows out. I said, go ahead, bust our windows out. Like, who can go bust our windows out? So she like, I'm gonna go tell your mama on you. I'm like, go tell her. I'm like, come on, Marky, grab your stuff. So he like, no, I ain't turning my back. So dude like, yeah, you better not. He like, cause I swear to God, I'll run up on you right now. So Mark like, run up on me. So Beth like, no, chill. Cause it was people that was coming to the bus stop. The street is busy. People walking like, looking like we're loud and being straight out of pocket at this moment. So I'm like, come on, let's go. So Beth like, I'm gonna tell your mama, I'm gonna let her know what just happened. I'm like, okay, tell her I said hi. And boom, me and Mark grab our stuff, we walk off. So Mark like, like laugh real loud that they can still hear us as they walking off. I'm like, hey, they talking about they bag. They bag. So she like, yep, that's what I'm going to tell your mama. I bet you your mama finna beat you. She said that out loud. I'm like, yep, she probably beat the bag out of me. I'm like, good luck with that. And so his bus was coming. Mark bus was coming. Another one. So I said, hey, no, look, check it out. I got a plan. I'm like, just let this bus go past. I'm like, we already a little late. But we still got time. We're a little late, but we still got time, right? So I tell him, I say, look, this is the plan. I say, I'm going to get him the bag. I'm like, but we going to throw Beth in it. I like, say she want to be tough. He like, yeah. He like, I want to knock her out. I'm like, look, listen. When I go home, I'm like, we're going to get some of the stuff out of the bag, put it in another bag. We're going to tie it up, put that bag up, give him his original bag. But I'm like, we're going to throw the bag in Beth's backyard. He like, yo, that's sneaky. I'm like, and we gonna tell Mom that Beth got into it with us, and she was like, ha ha, that's why I got the bag, and it's in my backyard. He like, yo, that's a good idea. I'm like, sneaky with it, right? I'm like, look, there go another bus. I'm like, and here come mine. He like, all right, we did our secret handshake. I'm like, yo, you gonna be straight? He like, yeah, I'm gonna be fine, or I'm gonna knock somebody out. I'm like, all right, boom. I get on the bus. I make it to school, right? Now, our bell already rung, so people are coming out the cafeteria already and going to their locker. I see Brianna, she trying to make me jealous. She walking with the dude, right? So I ain't tripping. So I go to my locker. She come to my locker like, you mad? I'm like, stop talking to me. She like, no, talk to me. I'm like, stop talking to me. I'm like, you is so dead wrong. I'm like, you went up to my job. You keep getting into it with her. I'm like, we're just done. She like, oh, so y'all together. I'm like, it's none of your business. So she say, oh, she got my sloppy seconds. It's okay. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, go back over there with your boo. She like, oh, you jealous? You jealous? I slam my locker. Boom. I go to my class, right? The day is going smooth, but now I got lunch, right? I got lunch. And Brianna, she got lunch with me, but she over there with the tall girl. She over there, you know, with her friends and stuff like that. And she over there with the guy. They sitting close together. I ain't tripping. So I go ahead, I dib and dab in my lunch, and I leave early out of the lunch, straight up. And I go to the gym. I get to shooting around for a little bit. So I talk to the coach. The coach tell me like, hey, you know, we got a game tomorrow. He like, so if you want to stay after, you can. I'm like, I think I gotta work, you know. I'm like, but I got gym today, so I'm like, I probably just get a few shots in. He like, okay. So boom, after lunch, the lunch bell ring, I leave the gym, I go in the hallway. So I feel somebody flick my hair, right? All right, I got 2 braids in my head. I feel somebody flick my hair like, so I turn around, it was her, but she was walking past. She like, I'm like, you better stop playing with me. She like, let me go see my boyfriend. I'm like, okay. I'm like, get out of my face. She like, ain't nobody in your face. Ugh. So she mad. She walks off. I don't care. I go to my locker. I grab my stuff. I go to my other classes. Now I got gym. And I got one more class, and then school is over with. I go to gym. Brianna comes up to me because she got gym with me. So she's like, you don't miss me? I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, I thought you got a boyfriend. She like, that's just my friend. I'm like, no, that ain't your friend. I'm like, go ahead. I don't want him to be mad. So I'm like, where is he? I'm like, what, science? Because he look like a little geek. So what, he's in science class right now? What, workshop? She like, he's not my boyfriend. I'm like, oh, yes, he is. So I'm like, I got to go get some shots in. Bye. And I walked off on her. So now I'm shoot, minding my business. So she like, come on, let's one-on-one. I'm like, you a cheerleader, you don't even play ball, right? So the girl with the sky, she like, yeah, come on. She like, pick up somebody. I'm like, all right. So I pick up my buddy. We do a 2-on-2, right? So it's a good casual game. But she over there, Brianna, she's sticking D, but she over there like pulling my shirt, coming up close to me, grabbing my neck. I'm like, look, that's a foul. I'm like, I'm finna quit, right? So she kind of made me smile a little bit. She was kind of like smoothing in my little heart. So I'm like, going. I'm like, that is not how the way you play. She like, yeah. She like, I want to talk to you though. You know, when school end, I'm like, nah, I'm good. So boom, the bell ring. It's time for us to go in the locker room and grab our stuff. So she grabbed my hand. She like, can we talk? I'm like, no. You just said you had a boyfriend. She like, I just told you I don't have a boyfriend. I was just trying to make you mad. I'm like, well, you did that. I'm like, hey, where that cool bracelet at? I'm like, you don't never wear it. I'm like, I know he probably mad that you waste that money. And I walk off, right? She like, I'm so, okay, I won't say nothing else to you. She was loud as I'm walking off. So I'm like, whatever, because I'm still salty. You mad embarrassed me by going up to the job, doing all that. Had me upset. So boom, I go ahead, I finish my last class. I get ready to walk outside, and as I'm coming out the door, Brianna comes behind me and she grabbed me like by my waist, like, come here. I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, wait, first off, that ain't something you do to me. I'm like, hey, stop. She like, come here. She like, talk to me. So she grabbed my hand and we continued to leave out to school. And so we were walking, and so she like, I'm sorry. She like, I got mad. She like, I just really, really like you. I'm like, you do not like me. She like, you right, I don't. I love you. I'm like, you what? She like, I love you. I'm like, you don't love me. She like, yes, I do. Let me show you. And she grabbed me, and she like pecked me, kissed me. I didn't kiss her back, but she pecked the kiss. And when she pecked the kiss, I moved, and when I moved and just happened to just turn my head like, yo, what you doing? And I looked, I see Yo-Yo already parked, and she had just parked in, and she saw that. She gets out the car. She say, oh, y'all back together? She say, well, let me go. I said, wait, Yo-Yo, and I'm trying to walk off. Brianna grabbed me like, no, let her go. I'm like, stop. I'm like, Yo-Yo. She gets in the car. As I'm coming up to the car, this girl, oh my mama, pull back and just straight left. And I'm like, dang, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. So Brianna was like, oh, so y'all was really together? I'm like, I gotta go. She like, no, come here. I'm like, stop. So I'm running. I know I can't catch the car, but I'm running to get on the bus. Now, mind you, once I get home, I know I got work right after that. I'm on the bus, like, brainstorming over how much did she see? That's number one. How much did she see? Did she see her kiss me? Or did she just see her just grabbing me and talking to me? Like, I wanted to know, like, how much did she see? I was just, like, trying to come up, like, man, I better know what to say and how to say it. So I'm like, okay, boom. I make it. I arrive on my block. I get to the crib. Now, mind you, when I get to the crib, I'm always the first one there. My mom, she already went to go get Caleb. I'm sitting there like, oh, my God, right? What I'm going to actually do. So my Nana is in the living room. As I walk in, she like, hey, how's your day? I'm like, it was fine. It's okay. So I'm in the kitchen. She like, what's wrong with you? She walk over. She like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, you wouldn't understand. She like, why wouldn't I? Tell me, what's wrong with you? Why you have that look on your face? All you hear is, back door now, open it. It was Mark. I'm like, Mark, I need to talk to you. She like, no, run it back. I said, what? I'm like, it's just school stuff. She like, okay, so what's wrong? Maybe I can help you with it. I'm like, it's girl problems. I'm like, it's okay. She like, girls? I'm like, yeah, it's just girl problems. She like, you do not need to be thinking about a girl. You need to be focusing on school. And I'm like, you're right, Nana. She said, don't you call me Nana, call me Sandra. I'm like, you're right, Sandra. She like, so what happened? I'm like, I'll tell you as soon as I'm done telling Mark. So Mark goes downstairs. I go downstairs. We go to his room. I'm like, look, we need to go get the bag while we got the chance. He like, yeah, you're right? So as we get ready to go out in the back, we see my dad. My dad is there with his son. He's over already. And my dad like, hey, I'm like, I said, oh, mama went by herself, because I'm so used to dad taking mom everywhere. He always will, but I guess this particular time he decided to stay home. And that ain't even said that dad was out there. She didn't even give the heads up. She saw us leave out the back. So he like, hey, what's going on, Roddy? I'm like, hey, what's up, big bro? So I'm like looking nervous. I'm like, cause they was sitting out there already, and I didn't want them to see that we had the bag. So he like, oh, he like, your mama will be back in a little bit. I'm like, oh, he like, you ready to cook that fried chicken? I'm like, oh, when I get off work, I'm like, I get off work at 5 p.m. I'm gonna make the best fried chicken. He like, okay. He like, I can't wait. So boom, I'm like, if you want me to, I can make your fried chicken right now. He like, oh, I like to have a sample right now. So I said, how many wings? He like, 5. I'm like, all right. So it was a whole big pan already, seasoned and everything. All I had to do is just do my thing. So I added a little touch of more seasoning. Got my flour, season that up. I'm gonna make his. So my nana was like, make me a couple of pieces. I said, okay. So I said, how many, Nana? She said, just 3 pieces. Just 3 pieces. You're not gonna cook the whole thing now. I'm like, no, because later I gotta be at work in a couple of hours. Boom. My mama come through the front door. She like, you making the chicken now? Didn't even say hi to me or nothing. She like, you making the chicken now? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm making some for Fred. And then I'm like, he want a couple of pieces. And I'm like, and I'm making some for Nana. So she said, okay. And she said, and make sure you bring your brother some of them mini rib tips. I said, I'll bring him some. So she said, and don't forget, how was school? I'm like, it was good. My Nana say, nope, having girl trouble. You better not be having no girl trouble when you supposed to be up in there learning when you already got a blockage. My mama straight said I had a blockage. I do not got a blockage. She think that just because I was in our turn school and I was cutting up and I just was doing whatever, that I had a blockage that I didn't understand. But I was making decent grades. I was passing. when it need to. I never got held back. I never failed. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of felt like she hurted my feelings on that one. So she said, what time you got to be to work? I said, oh, I'm going to leave right after this. So boom, I make the chicken. I make my Nana's plate. And then I tell Fred, I'm like, hey, I made your plate. I'm like, do you want, you know what I'm saying? Do you want it now? He like, no. He like, put it in the microwave. He like, put it in the microwave for me. He like, and I want you to put a lot of barbecue sauce on it, some Sweet Baby Ray's on it. So boom, I put some Sweet Baby Ray's on it and I put it in the microwave. Boom, I shower and get ready for work. Mark see me getting ready to leave. He coming up. He like, I'm like, we just gotta wait for the bag. He like, yeah, but the dude supposed to be coming later. I'm like, okay, we just gonna say we don't get the bag. He like, so how we gonna say that it's over there by Bells? I'm like, we will say that when we get the bag. I'm like, let's just wait for them to come from the back. I'm like, I'll be back. I'm like, we'll do it then as soon as I come back. That's the plan. Boom. I leave. I get ready to go to work. I'm walking. I arrived there. I see Yo-Yo right at the register. I ring the bell. This girl just still at the register, like if she just don't see me. So cause you gotta ring the bell for them to let you in. So I'm just steady ringing and ringing. So the other girl, she like, oh, and open the door. She like, Yo-Yo, why you didn't open the door? I'm like, hey, I'm like, you just gonna leave me out there like that? She like, hurry up and clock in. I'm like, all right, let me wash my hands. So I go to the back, I take off my stuff, I go and wash my hands. I come out, I go clock in, put on my gloves. Boom, the orders are coming in. Yo-Yo have not said anything to me, bro. So she had to go to the bathroom and old girl was covering the front. I had chicken. I had just dropped 15 pieces. So I just wanted to hurry up and run to the bathroom and catch it. So I go to the bathroom and I'm like, hey, Yo-Yo, she was in the stall. I'm like, can you come out so we can talk? She like, no, and you shouldn't be in here. She like, you already got wings dropped. You should not leave your station unattended. I'm like, we need to talk. She like, no, we don't. She like, outside stuff is outside stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, we really going through with the bet it up. I ain't never finna chase you. Gotcha. Written that down. So boom, I go ahead and go back there. Boom, finish the chicken up. Boom. It's time for my break, right? So I go straight to it. I've been taking this same break all the time before I get ready to clean the grease trap. So I say, hey, I'm like, it's time for my break. Is there anything else you want me to do? I'm like, so somebody else can take over the station. She said, I know when is your break. I'm like, okay, so can I go on it right now? So she was like, yeah, you can. So I'm like, all right, bet. So old dude was going on his break too, the one they used to flirt with her a lot. He like, hey, I got something in the car. I'm like, oh yeah, like, come on, all right, bet. So Yo-Yo comes out there and she see that we in the car like just doing whatever. She like, I hope y'all doing that because y'all know y'all not coming back on my clock like that. So I'm like, why are you acting like that? We do this all the time. She like, no, y'all don't. I'm like, well, we do this sometimes. She like, you just doing that because Miss Shirley ain't here. I'm like, why are you doing this right now? So he like, y'all need to just kiss and make up. I'm like, you know what? Well, fine, I can get off your clock. I'm like, yeah, man. He started laughing. He like, oh, I ain't going nowhere. I'm finna make my money, right? So he put it out. I walked in, straight grabbed my coat. She say, as soon as you clock out, you make sure you let Miss Shirley know you left your shift. I'm like, do you want me here or you don't? She like, well, do the grease trap. I said, who you talking to? I said, you better chill out. So I started doing the grease trap. So he like, what's wrong with y'all? I'm like, nothing. So the girl that was up there on the register, she like, on the register with her, she like, I'm gonna just stay in the front and wipe down. So now she back there. Right, while I'm doing the grease trap, steady talking like, oh, so I'm happy for you and your new girl. I'm like, it's not my girl. She said, I saw y'all though. I said, you saw what? So I moved from the grease trap and I'm like, and I walked up to her and I'm like, you saw what? What you see? What you see? She like, I saw y'all. I said, what you see? She said, was that kiss good? I'm like, she kissed me. She said, you stood there. I'm like, she said, I thought we was together. I'm like, I said, we was going to get to know each other. She said, yeah, but you knew I was coming to pick you up. I said, to be honest, I completely forgot. She said, yeah, whatever. She said, you ain't got to worry about me no more. I said, all right, cool. So let me just finish this and leave me alone. She said, don't tell me what to do, right? So I ignored her because I see that she just mad. She want to go back and forth. Boom, they get another order while I'm doing the grease trap. But they get for a pan of wings. Now, mind you, I'm almost wrapping the grease trap up. And after that, I clock out to get to leave. She like, I need you to drop these 25 wings. I'm like, y'all not gonna pay me the overtime. She like, yes, we will. She like, I need help. It's a big order. So I'm like, but I gotta dump the last of the grease trap out. She like, but I need you. I'm like, okay. So I dropped the 25 wings, right? And I still, on the other grease trap, I was still doing it. I was still done. So after I do the 25 wings, I go grab and do Caleb stuff. So she like, you know, you got to pay for that. I'm like, I know. You charged me last time. She like, yeah. I'm like, I got you. So I went on ahead, gave her the money for it. So as I'm getting ready to walk out, I get out the parking lot. She runs behind me and she like, hey. And I turned around and looked and she gave me the finger. So it was like, I'm like, man, like, whatever. And I kept on going, right? I get to the crib. My mom and them, they out there getting lit. They getting scarred, right? They in the bar, though. And that's where the bag at. Now, I go and let my mama know, like, I'm home. She like, did you get Caleb his stuff? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Fred, how did you like the wings? He like, oh, I didn't have them yet. I wanted to wait until you got here. So he like, I wanted you to see my expression to the wings. So he came in there. My mama came in there. And so my mama was like making sure Caleb was straight. So she went upstairs with the tips and he opened up the microwave. He said, you put the chicken in the microwave, right? I'm like, yeah, you said with the sauce. I did it earlier. And so he said, well, where the chicken at? I'm like, I don't know. So he like, so who ate the chicken? So my nana comes from out the living room. She say, oh, that was your chicken? He like, yeah, that was my chicken. Now he had a very high temper. He like, yeah, that was my chicken. He like, man, I wanted that. And he slammed the microwave door closed, boom, real hard. And she looked, she said, excuse me? He like, why you touching my stuff? So come to find out, my nana, he had got a drink and my nana ended up drinking his drink. Then turned around, my dad had ended up bringing like 2 slices of pies and my nana ended up eating a pie. But see, I didn't know that. And now the third strike was she ate his wings. And so he was mad. So I said, calm down. I said, I'm finna make some right now. He like, hold on. So my mama come downstairs. She said, what's going on? And so she said, well, Mr. Tough Guy here just slammed the microwave over some food. So he like, man, I don't mean no disrespect, but I'm grown. This is the 3rd time that your mom, you know what I'm saying? So he snapping. So my mom was like, Mom, you can't do that. He left out, slammed the door, went to the back in the garage. My dad comes in. He like, hey, what happened? Very calm. So I'm like, the chicken was gone. He mad, but I'm like, I'm finna cook it right now. I'm finna make some more wings. So boom, I'm making the wings. My mama ain't said nothing about Bethany came over, nothing. Boom, as I'm making the wings, my nana go out to the back. So I don't know what happened. So now everybody out in the back, the bell rings. I go up there, look on the camera. It's Roy. So I go downstairs. I'm like, Marky, I'm like, Roy and them at the door. I'm like, but he with another dude. He like, what? I'm like, yeah, they ringing the bell now. He like, come on, let's go upstairs.